One of the biggest mixed martial arts events of all time is about to take place in just a number of days. UFC 300, where 12 former or current champions will be showing down, converging on just one canvas to find out who's going to be victor. It is literally something I've been stoked for quite some time now. I can't tell you how excited it is that it's finally upon us. We're in the week of it, and there's just fireworks flying everywhere. Homework this week has been alive. Absolutely lit. How's life for you, Ash? And how's it now knowing that this is just around the corner?
Yeah, it's mad, mate. But you just said there, we're breaking down the main card, and it's mad, and it's a little bit upsetting that we're not doing the whole card. But again, we could be here all day doing the full card. So obviously the main card is as we do it. But yeah, stoked to see these fights. Can't wait for it. And also you mentioned there 12 current or former champions as well. If you want to get technical,
go on then.
Technically 13, because Kayla Harrison is obviously a former champion of Bellator. So
true. And I think we're even throwing in the BMF belt in that mix as well, are we?
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
If you can, because you're in the class that too. It's some kind of champion.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean. But yeah, obviously,
it's a title holder.
Kayla Harrison, obviously not UFC, so obviously you won't class it as UFC. But if you want to class it as champions, then it's 13 all in.
Yeah, man, it's insane. It's really good. And just to testify to the actual, I don't know, is this a word? Stackedness of the card, just to see who starts it off. And the fact that we've got to put past champions on the preliminary card, which you don't see in UFC. These guys live and exist in the main event on the main card itself. So the fact that we have to make room for all of this talent by spreading it across even as low as the early prelims, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure some of these guys haven't been on the early prelims ever since their first stint in the UFC or ever at all, to be fair.
Exactly.
I'm looking at Figueiredo.
Yeah, no, exactly. Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt. The first fight, you know what I mean? Both former champions.
What a way to start.
Both have headlined pay-per-views and both have headlined fight nights. And it's mad that they're kicking it off. But
it's just so stacked. There's so much into it. And we're going to get into this card as well. Some chats coming through from Wales to NJ. I see that right there. See you, Wales. All right, lads. Yeah, we're well. We're doing good.
Welcome in, Wales. Hope
better now you're here.
Yeah, I've just looked to my left because I've got it playing to my left. If you randomly keep seeing me, the background looks insane, man. I love it.
Oh yeah, mate. This is UFC 300 here coming at you. So this is we're going nailed out for this one. Gold. We're changing the fit out in here, and come along on the night as well on Saturday because there will be a little treat and surprise for you.
Oh, yes.
Guests in the house, but also we're gonna be rocking up in a different way. So keep your eye out peeled for that.
And obviously, stay tuned for the socials as well before we get into the breakdown because lots to come on the socials because there's prizes to be won. Go in the description, join the Fight Picks League, and you can win some prizes, yeah.
Indeed. Points means prizes. Well, let's not keep these guys waiting any longer. We're going to get into, here on this show, we don't tell you guys how to think, we teach you how to think. So we're going to get into the fight card now, and we're going to look at fights from the top main card. And we're going to be breaking down the details as to how these guys are going to be winning, what their advantages are over their opponents, and hopefully it should give you some further insights that's needed in order to getting into making your picks on the night when it comes around to it. So let's have a look at this card. Oh, it's beautiful. We're going to start at the bottom.
Yeah, we'll start with the first fight. Yeah,
first fight up, middleweight division. Although it's not going to look too different from starting at the top of the card. This one, you know, everyone here is just so beautifully talented. It's amazing. All right. So here, as you can see, first up on the card, we have in the red corner a absolute weapon of a guy, Bo Nickal. He's undefeated, 5-0 in the UFC, and he's just been exhibiting talents left, right, and center. It's been beautiful. And then in the blue corner, you have Cody Brundage, and he's 10-5 in the UFC. And now these guys, in terms of the obvious differences between the two, you're going to be looking at a reach advantage for Bo Nickal, but of course he's got a beautiful reckoning accolade as well. So as we go through the fight and talk about the conversations, I'll be flicking through these tabs so you can see how they match up striking wise and the rest of it. But real quickly, like if you haven't already been spoiled by the fully stacked prelims card that you would have seen by the time you got to this point on the card, you'll notice that Bo Nickal, he never disappoints. In fact, he surprised and impressed us in every possible way to this point. But what do you think the UFC were trying to achieve with this matchup, Ash, against Brundage? Do you reckon it was supposed to be a challenging fight for him to learn something new or to overcome something new? Or do you think it's a bit of a gimme fight or like something to add to his highlight reel?
Exactly that, and I think obviously they've tried to hype up Bo Nickal as much as they can, and I know everyone will, and I've seen a lot of it myself. I don't agree with it personally, him being on the main card, but again, they're just trying to hype him up. And this fight reminds me so much of when the UFC put Meatball Molly against Storyenko.
Yeah.
And they were because obviously Molly was on that sort of rise, and then they gave her a fight on the main stage. I think she was co-main event against Storyenko and if she would have won that fight, then they would have propelled her a little bit more. I know she was coming off that loss to Blanchfield, but it just reminds me of that fight because it's a fight Bo Nickal was meant to win, and that was a fight that Meatball Molly was meant to win, but obviously it didn't materialize for Molly. She lost. So if you get what I mean, it should be on paper an easy win for Bo Nickal. But
that's brilliant. You would hope that is what's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people. He's a huge favorite, and a lot of people will probably be put in the house.
Biggest favorite, I think, that we've seen in a long, long time. Yeah, I think it is all time favorite. Yeah.
No, he's really coming in looking really good here. And just looking at some of the ways in which he might be taking his fight, because Bo Nickal's known to be a good wrestler. If you look at both of these guys' resumes, they both are that kind of NCAA double like Division 2 wrestler kind of background, national champions in their own right. They're very decorated. But if you look here at the grappling numbers, you'll look at the takedown average. Now, bearing in mind, Bo Nickal does not have a lot of fight time because he's just new to the game. He's not new to the game. He's new to the canvas. He's new to the scene, but he's been doing it for a while. But yeah, it looks insane. Like he does his work, his best work on the ground. And the way that kind of matches up to Brundage as well, you suggest that he's actually going to be better in those exchanges too. And just looking over at Brundage on the other side, Brundage is a wrestler, of course, but he practically is just a physically aggressive opponent with heavy hands, right? So what do you think his path to victory would be in this matchup? Because we already said he's going to be the biggest underdog of all time, historically, in the UFC.
No, 100%.
So how does he do it, if he does?
I think he needs to do it, like he said in when he was at Media Day, I think he needs to do exactly what he said. And he said if he can stuff a couple of early takedowns, and obviously he says that Bo Nickal predominantly doesn't want to stand. And obviously he's never been fully hit by anyone with power, because obviously Bo Nickal's dominated his opponents. And obviously, to be fair, he's not fought anyone with like natural power.
Whoa. I'll take that. His last fight actually against that geezer, what's his name? Valentin Woodburn.
Oh, yeah, but he's not got that much power.
He's literally a fire hydrant. He's tank. He's huge. You would have thought
I'd say Cody Brundage has got more power than him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he knows how to use it.
Bo Nickal's never really been obviously tested just yet, obviously, because he's so early on in his UFC career. But yeah, if Cody Brundage can stuff them early takedowns and keep it on the feet for a good couple of the first early minutes and land, it could stuff the game plan of Bo Nickal. But you just don't know, do you? Because guys like Bo Nickal, they somehow find a way of getting hold of you and getting you down. And the thing that really worries me in this fight, I've seen Cody Brundage wilt under pressure. I've seen it multiple times. When he gets taken down, he wilts and just gives up. Yeah, and I've literally seen it. Like he lays there and he gives up. You can see it in him. Like you can see his soul just draining away from him. So yeah, this fight, like I said, on paper, Bo Nickal should run away with it. But
yeah, exactly, and that's why the odds are reflecting as they are. And you're right with Brundage, of course. Certainly, he's all a first round fighter. I'm not entirely sure if he's actually looked good outside of the first round in any of his bouts, just because he kind of goes balls to the wall for that and gets spent cardio wise.
Yeah, true that. And
styles heavy taxing.
As you mentioned, cardio. We have a comment from Welsh, New Jersey. It says, first time in a while that Brundage has had a full camp. So could that play dividends that Brundage has actually had a full camp to work on that takedown defense, work on a proper game plan, and actually come in, like you said, with that full camp and have a game plan? I think it's a bit like, the odds are so drastic. People are trying to find reasons to get people to swindle the other way. For example, when Costa didn't drink wine when he you know what I mean? He's like, I had wine last night, that's why I lost, sort of thing. I didn't drink wine last night, so therefore the odds should swindle a little bit more in my favor. Camp, you know what I mean? I've had a full night's sleep, so I should be better this time. It's like, okay, you're really trying to
convince me. Stacked up against everything that Bo Nickal is, it's a tough argument to make, really. But
no, it is.
Good answer there. And the question really was, in what way would he do it if he does do it? And
yes, it probably knockout.
Yeah,
on the feet.
It's got to be wild. He's got to catch him, and it's got to be one of those freak things, I guess. Especially when you've got odds like this, you kind of think,
100%.
Does he sort of reserve his energy and be able to fight for 3 rounds?
Yeah, and that's another thing as well.
Wild and hope to get it done in 1.
It's a perfect question because, like you said, if Cody Brundage has had that full camp, you know what I mean? Like, he should have the cardio to sort of go the 3 rounds. But like you said, does he try and get Bo Nickal out there early to stop him from getting the takedown? Or, like you said, if he reserves his energy, then Bo Nickal's going to have his advantage by letting him grab a hold of him, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that'll be how. All right, let's get into the gauges. Let's have a look at what this looks like then in terms of advantages and where they may lie. So striking. Who's going to have the striking advantage in this, do you reckon?
We'll go to I was about to say Bo Nickal. We'll go to Cody Brundage in this one for striking. To be fair, even though Bo Nickal did finish like that Woodson in his last fight as well, no one expected him to finish it on the feet, which was... props to
because that Woodburn guy was just an absolute wedge. He was a tank, and he just so quickly done. Knocked him out.
I swear that Woodson fought after that as well. I swear he lost after that as well. Anyway,
I'm not entirely sure, to be fair, but I can have a look. But real quickly then, with that one, we said striking to Brundage. You guys agree in the chats? Get in the chats as well. Click in and just see what you're saying. I reckon Bo Nickal, just because you haven't seen a lot of him really, but I would probably go striking with Bo Nickal. He does look good. I'll go. Oh, it's tough now. Would I go power for Brundage?
Brundage gets power all day. Yeah,
I feel like that, but on paper, I guess on paper he does have more knockouts. All right, so power would go straight to Brundage for the power. Grappling wise,
we know where that's going.
Yeah, Bo Nickal on that one. He's got on paper it looks good, and we know he's good. Speed as well. I'll go Bo Nickal. Yeah. And on cardio, I'll probably go Bo Nickal.
I would as well, because even though we haven't seen it, I've seen Cody. I've seen Brundage go to 3, but not go to 3. If you get what I mean, he goes to 3, but he's not there.
Yeah. He's somewhere else. He's just absolutely gassed. I've seen it too. No, you're absolutely right. I do think in this particular matchup, 3rd round, 2nd round, or 1st round, Bo probably will look good. The only thing I'm not entirely sure about this is a striking. I'll probably still put up with Bo Nickal, but
I would have gone for Brundage for striking. He does have good striking, but I've only seen 30 seconds of Bo Nickal striking.
He's not shown us enough. Yeah, he's too fast. He's real fast. All right, then, that's that fight. Let's get on to the next one on the card. Real quick one on this. So the odds on this, oh wow, look at that. Favorite of minus 2,180. So the biggest favorite in all time, Bo Nickal. And of course, it's a plus 1,100 for Cody Brundage. You think those odds are ridiculous, or would you say?
To be fair,
right?
The thing for me, he should be a massive, massive favourite, but I think they have gone a little bit overboard with the odds, if I'm honest. But you can see why when you break down the fight like this, like you've said, you've got Brundage has got two ways of winning. Well, I say 2 ways of winning. The only way I think he's going to win is by knockout. Don't get me wrong, the fight starts standing, so you never know. But like you said, does he start quick and gas himself out? Or does he reserve his energy and get taken down by Bo Nickal, and then he's going to lose the fight anyway?
Yeah.
So there's only one way that Brundage wins it, and he either gets them shovels going, gets the knees going, stop that takedown, and land his power.
Yeah, and same for anyone really. How do you make bank on odds are this drastic?
Yeah,
you gamble. And that's exactly what Brundage is going to have to do as well. He's going to have to gamble on himself and on his power and just wing out there and try get lucky. Doesn't mean you would every time, but if you do, then lucky. Hats off to you. Just
a point for why we're just about to wrap this fight up while we're still there. Weili says still think Nickal steamrolls him in the first 8-time NCAA wrestling champion from Penn State University.
Yeah.
He still thinks he's the first 8-time. Okay, sorry.
I reckon he's going to do it in the first round.
Yeah, in the first round. I agree.
The fact that he is in 8. Yeah, and you know what? He's going to do it in some spectacular fashion. He's going to look good. Any other chats? We're going to go into a second fight.
Nah, that's it for now. Let's see you. Let's see you.
So, second fight up here on the card, we're going into the lightweight division. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. Red corner, we have 34-9-0. One no contest in there as well, but a simple record for Arman Tsarukyan with 21-3. This guy's looked quite good in all areas. He's looked good in the wrestling. He's looked good with the hands. Both of these guys really have, and it's been an incredible streak for Charles Oliveira before he got dethroned by the now current champ of the division. If we look down the tail of that tape, you got a reach advantage for Charles Oliveira just by 1.5 inches. And the leg reach is a little bit more for him as well. But I think where this is really going to be paid dividends or really going to be performed mostly is probably going to be in those wrestling scenarios. Yeah. Now, I guess if we looked at Oliveira real quickly, you know, I'll try not to get salty over the stripping of the belt that occurred back in 2022.
You say.
Yeah, I'll try not to get salty about it. I'll try. But it's really been his only loss since 2017 when he lost to Makhachev. So,
point.
Yeah. Some might argue it's probably because he wasn't afraid to wrestle with him, and the fact that Makhachev had just had the balls to follow Oliveira down to the ground and finish the job there. Where in most cases, people back up, they get him on the ground, they're like, all right, you stand up and you come to me.
Yeah.
But what similarities do you see between Islam and Tsarukyan? Should Charles actually be just as afraid in this one?
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on there trying to compare the two because they do have similar styles where obviously when Tsarukyan did for Islam, they were just taking down each other, trying to control the position, and they're very, very similar. But what I would say is Islam's probably a little bit better on the feet than Tsarukyan. But yeah, I think Tsarukyan's going to go in there, still wrestle with Charles. I still reckon he will wrestle with Charles.
Yeah.
But like Islam, he's going to be too strong for Charles in those scenarios, I think.
Right.
So if Tsarukyan does opt to go for these takedowns and use his grappling and use his wrestling, I think it's going to be a little bit too strong for Charles, and that's why I'm glad you've kind of compared the two. But yeah,
that's true. I think just the fact that we've seen it before, and it's been said before that somehow Charles Oliveira, if ever he gets popped, goes down to his back and he gives himself like a free 8 count. He can just kind of recover.
Tsarukyan will be on him, I think,
because no one wants to go down there. Yeah, something about Tsarukyan's a bit fearless. The fact that his debut as well was against Charles. Not Charles, against
Islam,
Makhachev.
that's mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Honestly, it's
a good fight as well.
It was such a good fight. It kind of really put the rest of the division on notice. He's one of the hottest talents to really come through the division, no doubt. So ever since he did do that fight and he was just able to challenge him, I think he was the first person to even take Makhachev down in the UFC as well. There's not many people been able to do that previously. The guy's talented.
No, true.
His striking's come some way too.
Such an interesting fight, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like everyone's like getting hyped for all these other fights. This fight for me is so interesting. So interesting because then
what do you think if Oliveira needs to be more wary of? Like, is it going to be the striking from Tsarukyan or is it going to be the wrestling?
But that's the thing. You said it at the start of just before you asked me that question, mate. I think Charles doesn't really care about anyone striking. He will just come forward. Doesn't care about anyone's wrestling either. He would just come forward and try and to put his opponents under that pressure. Yeah. Hopefully they wilt under that pressure. A lot of fighters have. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, look at what he done to Dustin and Gaethje. Dustin Poirier and Gaethje. Wilting under that pressure. Yeah, I know. Obviously, they both hurt Oliveira on the feet, but like you said, Oliveira went down, but they didn't opt in to jump in on him. So
true. And bear this in mind too, the fact when you're such a good grappler, it kind of takes the fear out of you wanting to strike with people too. You become less worried about swinging big haymaking shots because what's the worst going to happen? Oh, they're going to take you down? Bring it on. All day, every day.
Exactly
you know what I mean? It's something that he would welcome because he does so well off his back as well, Oliveira. The problem is, we have seen him in all of his fights that he has won. We've seen him be compromised. He's got a chin that's a little bit shaky. Whilst he hasn't gone out there, he's been compromised. Just the way he comes forward, like you said, he just comes forwards recklessly. If you get me down, fine. Swings wild, swings hard.
Yeah, this is why this fight's so interesting because obviously, like I said, Charles with that pressure, and then you got Tsarukyan with the wrestling. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's going to out grapple Charles, But in those wrestling scenarios, when it's in the middle of the octagon, it could be where Arman's too strong for Charles. But
And let's look at that grappling as well. So in terms of takedown accuracy, it's strong over there for Charles Oliveira, of course. Takedown defense, that's pretty strong for Arman Tsarukyan. So they're going to be battling at each other. Takedown average, not too much different to it, but it does favor Tsarukyan a little bit more as well. I think, yeah, in terms of it, whoever decides where the fight takes place, I believe that will be Tsarukyan. Even just because with Charles Oliveira, he does really good off his back, and he does defensive wrestling really well. Yeah. So he doesn't necessarily have to initiate it. But I do think who decides where this goes, stays standing or goes down, I think that could be Tsarukyan.
Very, very true. Let's just welcome a few people into the
Ruby.
Chat, welcome in.
What's up, Ruby? How are you?
You're doing well. And then we've got Taylor Young. Welcome in, Taylor Young. Hope you're doing well.
Taylor Young, what's up, folks? Thanks for coming through.
Good old Wales. Welcome in, everyone. Good old salutes there from
Love
Wales.
Love that. Ruby giving a good thumbs up to Taylor giving Wales giving a good thumbs up to Ruby and Taylor.
I think Oliveira is going to knock Arman out. Arman will probably get Charles down, but Charles will get up after going for a few submission attempts. Charles TKO, says Taylor Young.
I love that synopsis.
Yes, it's could potentially happen. It happens in most of Charles's fights. He gets dropped and then comes back.
Yeah, but that's because they don't follow him down there.
That's true. But if Arman does, could be a different ball game. But then Wales says Charles is dangerous with submissions, especially the neck. Arman got to watch out for that. Taylor says Charles is so dangerous everywhere. Indeed, he is.
Mm-hmm. No,
that's what I mean. Charles is more well-rounded than Arman a little bit, because I'm not saying that Arman's not well-rounded, because of course he can strike and of course he can grapple and things like that. I'm just saying I think Charles has got more diverse everywhere, if you get what I mean. He could do it all. Obviously, I've got seen obviously many submissions from Arman. Charles can do it all, man.
He really can. There's just one thing I'm worried about with Charles, and that's just he's not very defensively acute. He's not wise to the defensive striking. He's all offense. He's very much like, I will walk through the fire just to burn you. So he's all forward going, and that could be dangerous, especially when you've got hands on the other side as lethal as Tsarukyan as well.
If you want to use a little saying, that the best form of defense is attack, isn't it? So you know what I mean.
Yeah, good. Best form of defense is a stronger offense. That's the one. Yeah. So look, perhaps you're right. Until it's not. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll get the gauges up, and you've come through so many chats. If there's some there, I'll get those fighters to show as well. Okay, so here we are with the breakdown.
Oh no.
Yeah. We got to talk about striking. I think if I look at the striking numbers on paper, it does suggest that Arman Tsarukyan lands more per minute.
Yeah, like I said, I think if anyone's going to mix it up more, it's going to be Charles, because he loves that teep kick to the body, which is like it's two things really. It's a rangefinder, and also it's what he likes to do is throw that teep kick, and then he gets the combinations off of that teep kick. So it's Charles mixes it in so much. So for striking, I would love to say Charles.
Yeah, here's something that's interesting as well, though. If we look at the fight time, average fight time, Arman Tsarukyan's is double of what Charles Oliveira's is.
Wow.
So I do wonder if that's even right.
Decision merchant, no?
He pretty much, it goes a long way with it. Charles has got some finishes, but even in the knockouts as well, it does suggest that that Arman Tsarukyan has more knockouts than Charles does, by a mere 10% as well. So, but submissions is where, Charles Oliveira makes his.
I've got to say Charles. I can't not, because like I said, he kicks, knees, he throws everything. Yeah.
So striking's going to be Charles, and grappling. Yeah. Grappling, we'll say.
See, this is where you can go. You can side either way, and this is where the chat could either explode or agree or just disagree, because you could look at it both ways. Because I remember when me and JK were talking about when it was Charles versus Islam. You could have sided with either one of them, but as long as you give your reasons for it and go into a little detail, because I went Islam for the grappling out of Islam and Charles, just purely because I thought if it got into those exchanges, that Islam was going to be too strong for him. Yeah. And I kind of agree with this one. If it does get into them grappling exchanges, I think that Tsarukyan's going to get a little bit. He's going to be too strong for Charles.
Yeah.
But that's just my take on it. I know I'm going to get a few hateful comments in a minute because I know everyone loves Charles, but
so I think yeah, if you look at grappling then for Tsarukyan, you could probably see some shades of Makhachev even coming through in those scenarios. I think he can look good on top. Charles Oliveira looks good on top. He did look good on top against Makhachev, but it got quickly turned around, and on the bottom he's not very good against other wrestlers when he's on bottom.
While we're talking about the grappling, I'm going to go down these comments because I want to get to the bottom comment because we're talking about grappling. Okay. George Mary's in the chat. Welcome in, George. Hope you're
What's up, George Mary? Hey, thanks for coming through.
In the video, sir.
Yes, welcome in.
Everyone has talked about how much of a bad matchup the Dariush versus Charles was. Again, Wales doing the old salutes. Yeah. Welcome him in, George.
Yes.
Telly Young says Charles striking more technical and versatile on the feet. Agreed. Yeah. And then Wales says 50-50. So he says 50 wrestling for Arman and then 50 for
jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu for Charles.
And this is part of the brilliant point actually, because if the gauges are only so big, and we could go into a million different different details.
Oh, exactly that. Like, and this is why I wanted to read just a couple of these out because they're great comments.
Yeah.
Telly Young says Charles is a better offensive grappler, but Arman is more of a versatile grappler. So again, we're opening up different realms here.
Yeah. Exactly. And look, maybe you would have to go 50-50 on it for that very reason that Wells put in, because if you're looking at the sort of submission threat down there, we know that's going to really rely with
like I said, a comparison as well between Arman and Islam. Obviously, I would always side with Islam no matter what anyway, and I would just slightly would have sided with Arman, but obviously he's not as good as Islam in the grappling scenarios. So then if you wanted to go 50-50, I'm all in for 50-50.
Yeah.
But can I find a friend though?
Yeah. Can you find a friend? I thought I was your friend. So who's going to get power then? Oh, this is tough.
This one's a hard one because I think Charles has got that sort of sneaky power because obviously look at him. He's not like muscly like Tsarukyan is.
But his hands have been responsible
death, doesn't he?
For putting people out there. Yeah,
he has. Look what he done to Chandler. And Chandler went to war with Dustin Poirier and Gaethje. But Charles was the one that I know he got the sub, but like dropped him in the way that he did.
He's got a great shot selection when he's in that close as well. And I think also his significant strikes, he lands a few more significant strikes. Charles does.
Yeah.
Whether it's the finishing blow, just significantly, just being able to touch people wisely. He's so good at it. But then
how I'll go for Charles.
You go with Charles?
Yeah.
I think on paper it suggests that Arman Tsarukyan's got more knockouts.
Do you really?
Yeah. Let's have a look here.
Who's he fought in the old? Who's he fought?
Got 9.
Who's he knocked out in the old UFC then? Oh, Gregos. Oh, he's bought my boy Joey Alves. Oh, that was TKO.
Yeah.
TKO'd him.
So
he's TKOing people, yeah. I suppose obviously that knee against Dariush.
Notable ones. Yeah, notable ones. But that clean Benil Dariush was a KO, TKOs. But also look, it's the same for Charles Oliveira, some TKOs mainly in submissions. But it's actually so tough. What the chat's saying, are they gonna help us out with it, or they're just gonna let us struggle?
I'll read a couple of comments while we have a little go over it. So George Murray says, "Who's excited for no sleep and this sexual fight card? Start to fight Wet Dream City." You said it, George. You said it. Breezy says, "Driving but listening." Oi.
Brilliant. Drive safe, brother.
George Mary says, "Bo, Charles, Justin, Yan. Is that Yan Janan? Heel, boom, take my money." Well, I don't know about that, mate. Because I think I obviously I'm not really getting it too yet, but come on now. You're picking Yan Janan over Weili. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure you meant to say Zhang. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh, hopefully you're meant to say. Hopefully you're meant to say that. But
waiting to say we'll get up there. And George, you better chime in when we're talking about it because I want to see why.
Wales has said it. Said exactly what I said. Right, Charles has sneaky power. He does. Yeah. Taylor Young says Charles power. Charles isn't only powerful, but he's accurate.
It's true. He is.
Definitely is. And then our channel is just commented because it's wonderful. I'm just big things are coming to the watch along this weekend, so I'll leave that up there just for a second. Massive things are coming to this channel for the weekend. 1,000,000% they are indeed. Last two, and then we get into it, mate. Gaethje said getting hit by Charles felt like getting
electrocuted.
Electrocuted. I thought it was. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. So I guess it must be a case of just that stinging power. You know,
yes.
Just been able to sting. But that would suggest he's got speed then, wouldn't it? Although I wanted to put Tsarukyan for speed. I feel like, I mean, if chin was a factor, we could put chin on here. Who's got a chin or not? I'll say.
Yeah, this is where it comes down to it because obviously this is where me and Sai always sort of bounce off each other because I would pick Charles for a KO for power. And I'll
go Tsarukyan for power, is what we'd do. But when we go down to speed, would we also do that Tsarukyan or Charles? He's got a great shot selection, Charles. He finds a target.
He does. To be fair, they're both quick as well because you think of obviously the grappling scenarios. Obviously, Charles swings round to the back, but then so does Arman. But obviously for two different reasons. Charles will swing to the back, take the back to obviously get the submission. And Arman will swing to the rack to try and get position and try and take you down.
Who would you give cardio to out of curiosity? Because I mean, I'll probably
I'd probably say Charles.
I'll go Tsarukyan with it.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, decision merchant, right? Charles has not really been past 3 rounds since 20. No, he's never been past 3 rounds.
Wow. Charles. So I've just in his comment, and I just want to explain to you, George, you wonderful man. Yeah. So he says, "No, Ash, it did mean Zhang. Yan Janan. The way she chinned on Taraj, I think she's got the upset. I'm gonna throw you a curveball here, George.
Big curveball.
Big curveball. Look what the Cookie Monster done to Yan Janan. Took her down and TKO'd her, and that's coming from, you know what I mean?
The Cookie Monster, exactly. Yeah. But also look at the knockout. You got to rewatch that knockout of Andrade. Some might say is a little bit premature. Some might say
she's still technically there, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was kind of still there, and just the ref got a bit of sim mentality just for you. Jump in there, protect the woman. It's like, come on, man, let them fight.
But this is the thing between me and you. Like, I can't believe you're gonna go Arman cardio as well.
This is one of the hardest ones, bro. I find it tough. Yeah,
because I think is
because I'm going to do it. I'm going to put Arman on cardio. I'm going to have my one on that one, just because Charles, he's not gone past round 3, and I feel like the way that this is matched up, if no one's out by that point, what kind of Charles would we see in 4? I don't think anyone's ever seen a Charles in 4 before.
Obviously, like I know Arman's literally grappling for all the 3 rounds, and obviously that's tiring.
Yeah, exactly.
You have it. Come on.
And then when we go to speed, we can go Charles if you like. I kind of want to do a 3 and 3 because I just think it's that evenly matched up.
Yeah, no, I think we could do that.
Yeah. All right. In that case, we'll go 3 and 3, and we'll do that. And if I was to swap any myself, I'll probably swap speed and striking round.
Ooh.
But now it's
what you would give striking to Arman?
I would.
Would you?
I would. No. Sorry. Is it striking or power? Would I take? No, it was power.
Oh, you want power? Okay.
Yeah, I'll put power. I'll swap power. Sorry, just because on paper you can back it up on paper, but also.
Charles has that sneaky power, man. Like we were saying, he's just got that touch of
Chandler,
death.
Right?
Yeah. He's got a touch of power, touch of death.
One thing I don't know, but one thing I do know for sure is that this fight is gonna be fire. It's gonna be sick.
I'm like, do you know when you obviously watching your favorite fighter and you're nervous? Obviously, I'm obviously a fan of these two, but obviously they're not one of my favorite fighters.
I mean, Charles,
I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be nervous for this fight. I don't know why. Just such an interesting fight. I can't wait for it to unfold, and then we will get the answers of who actually truly wins the gauges.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Exactly. All right, cool. So that's how we're thinking about this one. That's how it matches up. Do you guys agree? Sorry?
Who are you picking on the night?
That's the question I didn't want you to ask me right now. I would love
There's no point me asking you. You'll switch it up.
I would love to see some fresh blood at the top. I really would. I would love to see Arman Tsarukyan
It's
come
so
through.
interesting.
He's been doing the most. Do you know I love a story? You know I love a story.
Oh, you love a story.
And Arman Tsarukyan's got one. Like his debut was to the champ right now. It'd be great to tie that right back up, full circle, bring that back.
Imagine. Yeah, exactly. Because imagine obviously losing to Islam and obviously getting that older, getting that experience, getting
growing through the division, and then comebacks to meet sort of his first ever adversary in the UFC, and also the first person who really kind of gave a run for his money. So yeah, look, I think that would be pretty cool stylistically as well. Certainly would like to see that. I think Makhachev beat Charles fair and square. However, I'm a bit salty that he got stripped to the belt, and I think it should have been a rematch scenario.
Yeah,
because he was just holding the belt for so long. But you know what? It is what it is, and we move. So on the night, I will go with.
This is the thing. I've literally not. Obviously, I really don't know, because obviously, like I said, the strength of Arman is just getting me to pick him, just because if it gets in them grappling scenarios.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like when he's fought, obviously, the likes of Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, obviously, they're not as strong grapplers as the Armans and Islams. So I don't know. It's just different, because obviously, if Charles does take you back or get a hold of you, it's one of them where it could be night. So you just.
Yeah.
It's one of them where I don't really want to pick just yet. I still need time.
Yeah, you still need a bit of time.
I still need a bit of time.
I think from the homework I've done on it, I would go with Tsarukyan, largely just because the way he's able to punch around the guard, that left hook of his, he keeps his hands straight out. And also the fact that Charles Oliveira is a bit of a go-getter. He's just not that defensively acute. And I feel like he could get caught. And then we could see a similar scenario to what we had seen before. But you just would hope he's worked on things since that Makhachev fight.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it hard now. Because the same Oliveira that walks into that Makhachev fight, I think will lose tonight. But if he's patched a few things, and he's a little bit more defensively aware, his footwork's a little bit sharper.
Yeah.
And then, it could be different. He's had enough time to work on it. So.
True that.
But we'll go into the next fight for now.
Yeah, I'm going to get to shut up. Old George Mary's replied to me, the wonderful man. He says, Mr. Ash, your curveball has been hit out the park. What was it? MMA math. Oh, here we go. MMA math does not exist. Xiaonan beat Entourage beat Rose beat Weili. But before, you can't get to Rose, you can't get to the Entourage beats Rose, because the Kuka Monster beat Rose. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it goes back. It does go back to that. So the Cookie wants to beat Rose. So then,
yeah, because that was most recent. That was most recent, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You see, so I got you there, and I.
Although it looks like he said MMA math does not work, and then he just continued to do MMA math, because that math ain't nothing. That math ain't nothing.
But yeah, before you get to Entourage beating Rose. Carla Esparza beat Rose, so then that did happen. That stops that in their tracks. That did happen. So you got to stop that in the tracks, there, George. Sorry, sir.
Third fight up here on the card. Then let's get into this one. Another lightweight bout. Number 2 against number 2 in the featherweight division, but of course he's stepping over to make this happen. So 2-2s now. In the red corner, we've got Justin Gaethje, 26-4, and in the blue corner, we've got 25-7, and that's your boy Max Holloway stepping up from the featherweight division. So of course you've got to look at the fact that there's not much of a reach advantage. You would think that, how long. I was saying to Jake earlier in the week that the fact that Holloway does look relatively long in his matchups on his division, when he steps up a weight class, you really got to go by a new metric entirely. So, but one thing is sure, this is a BMF bout. So, I would repeat what that stands for, but you should probably Google it. And
yes,
but the whole idea of this fight, I think, is just beautiful. I was really excited for it. I think I was making so many noises on my couch, whipping my wrist, watching this on the tape earlier in the week, because, so gassed for every minute of these two guys throwing punches, honestly.
Yeah.
It's never been in better hands, in my opinion, the BMF belt, than it has now.
Yeah.
And whoever walks away with it on the night, I'm not even going to be fussed. I just feel like,
same.
The real winner, the biggest winner in this match is going to be us. Yeah, exactly. 100%. But, if we did park this gimmick BMF belt for a second, and we looked at the real prize, of course, which is the belt for the division, so the one that Makhachev is currently holding, Gaethje seems to think that if he wins this fight against Holloway, he could be in a shot for the next title of the division. What do you reckon about that? Do you think that's that's possible for him, or
I'll tell you now. If he finishes Max, yes.
yeah,
Because obviously Max hasn't been KO'd, has he? So I think if you KO Max, you've got every right because
and
you're
what
beating
if Charles Oliveira KOs Arman Tsarukyan?
But we've already seen it though. Oh no, yeah, we've already seen it though, haven't we? So
Yeah, we have, but you know, at the same time,
but
Stupid Makachev has not fought anyone in his division. Like he's just been fighting.
That's true. But yeah, it's one of them where we've not seen obviously Gaethje versus Islam. We have seen Charles versus Islam, but then the UFC will always do what they do, and what will sell more. Charles versus Islam 2 will sell more, so they'll probably go for that option.
Do you reckon over Gaethje?
Yeah,
because it'll be BMF belt against belt. So the question would be, if Gaethje loses, does that mean Makachev has his belt and the BMF?
I don't think they'd do. Well, I don't know. They could put it on the line. I don't know. Potentially, I don't know. Belt for belt. I don't know. That could play into it. Maybe.
Interesting.
Do some WWE stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Belt for belt.
Well, what about Holloway then? Because it's not his first rodeo at lightweight either. Like he has been back there. 2019, he was fighting the interim belt against Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, and the power was just a difference, wasn't it? The power.
Well, this is it. Yeah, he did well, but ultimately he had a good output. He had good striking shot selection as well. But evidently he was outmatched in punching horsepower.
Yes.
So do you think his return to this class?
Yeah.
You know, do you reckon? What do you think he's going to be doing a little bit differently to make sure he's not the hammer? That he is the hammer, sorry, and he's less of the nail. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. You're spot on. It's one of them things where, like you said, Max is not going to have the pop to his punches. Gaethje will have more pop to his punches, and he's just going to have to be quicker than Gaethje on the night, be smarter than Gaethje on the night, because he's like you said, he went strike for strike with Dustin Poirier. Had obviously he fought a great fight. Don't get me wrong. Like he was strike for strike with Dustin Poirier, strike for strike. But it was just like you said, Dustin had that little bit extra pop to his punches, and that's the same as I feel this fight's going to go. Gaethje's going to have a little bit more, but Justin Gaethje's got the leg kick threat as well. So this is where Max really needs to be smart and really have come into it and mix it up. Maybe even try and take Gaethje down just to mix it up. I'm not saying that he's going to hold Gaethje down because he just spring back up, but just
if you look at the grappling here.
Yeah, he just needs to. I say he has a better game plan, but there's Max always has a great game plan, but I don't know. It's one of them things where he's just going to have to catch Gaethje.
Yeah,
he's just going to have to catch him.
Yeah,
or check a leg kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was hoping he would work with his range and his reach advantage, but it's none and void here at this weight class.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
He's up against the big boys.
He does seem like a rangier fighter, but this is another fight where I don't know how Max is going to do it. If you know what I mean, I really don't. I'm not disrespecting Max in any way. He's a great former champion. Is a great all round fighter, but just in every scenario, he could go out there and strike Gaethje strike for strike, but Gaethje's going to have more pop. And then you're worrying about the leg kicks as well, because Dustin Poirier, when he fought Dustin Poirier, Dustin's not known for his leg kicks. Justin Gaethje is known for his leg kicks. So and just another point, I could go on all night about this one, because Gaethje loves to be in them firefights and he loves to get hit. But you think he's going to get hit by a guy that's moving up a weight, so he's not going to have as much power. So,
or fear of the power,
exactly. You know what I mean? Gaethje is going to be even more in his face, because he's like, well, your shots are not going to be as hard as everyone else in my actual division.
Yeah, exactly. I will walk through this fire.
Yeah,
happily.
So
on you.
Just get into a couple more chats because they're flooding through.
Please
do. Teddy Young says Charles round 2 or round 3 KO. Wales says Charles inside the distance.
Yeah,
George
he always does.
Arman with a twister round 2. Twister submission round 2. Taylor Young says Charles actually moved his head to slip some shorts against Benil. Against Benil. Thought I was seeing things. So his head moved. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had some, and then he didn't. But
I'm clicking on the chats too quick, so the other ones didn't show. I do apologize, Si.
That's right.
George Mary says, honestly, I reckon Charles by finish, but I can't find a round It could be any time in the fight. Charles is a beast. And then
Yes.
welcome in Raphael. Raphael's in the
What's
house.
up, Captain?
In,
How you doing, Raph?
Hopefully you're doing well, mate.
Thanks for chiming through.
George Mary says, me versus Ash, mixed rules.
It's all because of the Anjanan comment.
Taylor Young says, I'm willing to admit that I'm incredibly biased, but I'm picking Max. Oh, I forgot Taylor Young's a massive Max fan. Yes.
He is, yeah.
But my main worry are those leg kicks from Justin Gaethje. Raf goes, this should be a historic night with some amazing fights. Indeed, it will, mate. Indeed, it will, mate.
Absolutely. At least the ones that are going to be happening in this pad as well on the night.
Yes, exactly that. Wow says, I honestly think it depends on Dana upping the fight of the night bonus. Max talked about it before. Ooh. Yeah, because I think they were saying do it to 300. Because obviously it's 300, that'd be funny.
Why not?
Wow says if he ups it, someone's getting KO'd. If not, could be a third gear fight.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or he could give away like up to 300k worth of bonuses.
Oh yeah, yes, that's true. Yeah, maybe. Max has apparently put the weight on better this time. Oh, okay. George says Max should stay at 55.
We don't know yet.
That's the thing. I don't think he can hang with the big boys at 150. Can you imagine Max versus Islam? Islam would ragdoll him.
Yeah, true.
No disrespect to Max.
He's only here for the BMF belt, to be honest.
Yeah, he's only here for the payday. He's only here because, the
BMF belt.
Before,
I mean, that for Max, it's the best he can hope for in this weight class. The best he can hope for is a BMF belt, in my opinion.
When Max, I'm going to come out because he said that everyone's asking me why he accepted his fight because he could have waited out for Ilya. He knew when Ilya and Alex had their first fight, he knew it doesn't matter if Topuria wins, there would be a rematch. So instead of sitting out, might as well get a payday. And like you said, he's still fighting for a belt. But you know what I mean? The best is blessed, baby. Big Fridge is in the house. Welcome me, Big
What's
Fridge.
up, Big Fridge? Thanks for coming by, bro.
Well. I think Max's body kicks will help stop Gaethje. I'm going Max TKO. Woo! Big statement there from Big Fridge. Big Fridge with a big statement.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
George Mary says, I feel the love Ash. You're the man, George. You're the man.
Yeah,
right, last comment, we're getting to this one because we're flooding through. Loving the support, boys. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Wells says, tough pick for a Wednesday. We'll get a better idea Friday. Yeah, exactly that, Wells.
After the weigh-ins. Yes.
Yeah, after the weigh-ins. After you look into their eyes.
after you can see like what these guys actually got driving them. That's when you know. But yeah, I think if there was a way in which Max was to get it done, he's going to be putting the volume of punches in the face of Gaethje, he raises his guard. As Gaethje raises guard, he does impair his vision a little bit. He can't see all, and that's when you go to the body. And Max is quite good at paying attention to the body, working the body. I think with Gaethje for Poirier, some of the advice from the commentators even in that fight was he should work the body more. So yeah, I think for Max it would be good shout to either kick there or really land underneath there. But man, I'm telling you, this is looking pretty good for a BMF fight. Like we're only on the third fight. I can't even got to co-main yet, and it's lit, bro. It's lit. Should I get into the gauges?
Go on. Yeah.
I was about to get into the next fight in the card. I forgot we got the gauges to do. All right. So real quickly on striking. All right, grappling we can give to Gaethje. He's got some in the locker. We know that. Power, I think at this weight class we'll give to Gaethje. Yeah, certainly. We could be nice and chuck the striking to Max. I think he was self-acclaimed best boxer in the UFC, as he had said once upon a time, and we have seen that once upon a time. Don't know if we can still hold that mantle now.
Obviously, it's one of them because they both mix it in so well. Obviously, like you said, Max obviously is a better boxer. Agreed. Yeah. But just the way Gaethje mixes it up, it's one of them where it's a bit. Ooh.
Yep. Speed will go Max and speed.
Yeah, speed. I'll go Max. Yeah, agree with that.
And then
cardio, I'll probably go Max as well.
I'll go Max on cardio just because Max is someone who's got that. I know he's not Mexican, but Mexican grit. You know what I'm saying?
He's got cardio as well, but I think that Max can take you into them deep waters like he did. Like,
Yeah.
I loved his game plan against Aldo. Like, loved it. Just took him into them deep waters and then smelt blood and just offloaded.
Yeah.
And that was, I loved watching that finish against Aldo.
So good. So good. That's what I'm saying. This is why the BMF belt has never been better contested than it has now. And to tell you the truth, I do think with the cardio when it comes to Max, he's in the driver's seat. But it's not to say that Justin Gaethje can't hang in with you there. He can hang in those late rounds.
He can.
Cardio wise.
Saying.
Not necessarily the driver, but he's fully aware.
What I'll probably say for Gaethje is more just once he gets hit, then he wakes up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's what kind of gets him.
We go striking for Max. But
I said it as well because I think the volume would also be there. You'd have the output.
Yeah.
It would look a bit.
We're getting the comments in for the striking.
What are you guys saying? Help us out with this one. Does this
just
look
a quick
right?
one from George Merido. To Sai comment earlier, this belt should never be up for grabs against the champ. Islam is not a BMF, which I can agree with. He's not. He isn't. One of them BMFs. I do agree with that sense, but I think it was just. I think it was just meant for like belt for belt, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how would you do it? Because there's no rules. So there's actually the BMF belt is such a new thing. There's nothing to say that shouldn't happen, that won't happen. There's no rules.
Yeah, but I think they've got to stick to like if they're going to use the BMF, they can't just give it to anyone willy-nilly. They've got to really be bad mofos, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. And
I do agree
it's
that
never been better contested
mofo
than it is right now in this very fight. Yeah, and I agree. I think to kind of get bad mofo status, BMF status, you got to be demonstrating the qualities that we see from Gaethje, the qualities that we see from Max Holloway, the qualities that kind of when you fight, it gets you on the edge of your seat, screaming, pounding the seats, just like finish him. You kind of have to be doing that. For a fighter to really kind of be warranted that kind of status.
Indeed. So Wales says thoughts on the new shorts, lads. Oh, I'm glad you asked about that. Actually, they've been quite dicey. I've seen some of them come through that we were talking about it earlier in our chat. Some of them have been quite.
Jordan's
quite
mocked up a couple of shorts as well.
he has with feet on. Yeah. Here we go.
I'm telling you, man, Alex Grasso has awoken something inside of him.
He has, isn't he? Like, whoa. He's gonna go and see. He's gonna go back to his missus and be like, "Get your feet out, baby." Yeah.
Let's have a look. But it's funny.
Taylor Young says Max for striking, speed, and cardio. Oh, we've done that perfectly for you.
Yeah.
That was for you, Taylor Young. That was for you, sir. George May says I like Alex's and Weili, but I think everyone should have got a custom pair. But we still need to see Hills. Yeah, he's gonna have some weird ones, I think, because that's just Jamahal Hill, isn't it? Well, it says striking Max, grappling Justin, power Justin, speed Max, cardio Max. There you go, spot on as well for you, Wales.
Bang, yeah.
Bingo.
So, but look at it. I mean, a lot of us have been saying, and the odds down here would also reflect that the favorite is Justin Gaethje.
Yes.
However, the way that the board looks here, it does suggest there's more ways to get it done.
Yes, no, that's true.
But how significant is power? I think is probably the key.
Oh, sorry, I missed that comment from Taylor. Max is about to cater Gaethje. George, do you think the new glove reveal is Trevor's concept and he's finally sold it to the UFC for a big dollar? I saw that and mentioned that earlier in the week, actually. And I think they will be going for that idea, but I'm not 100% sure. But you never know. If they do, he's going to get a big buck, like you said.
No, it'd be pretty good. Push that forwards.
I
reckon the new glove will probably just be what they did last time. They just put 30 on the back in it, so just probably stick some other vinyl on it.
Weekend full of action: skydive Friday, rugby, and UFC Saturday. What a time to be alive! Oh yes, George. Yes, George. I'd love to do skydiving, man.
Oh, man.
I'd love to do it. Obviously, I'll put my pants, but I'd love to do it. I'll probably be in the plane going, is there a toilet up here?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, but you know what I mean? It's getting me in that plane first.
Oh yeah, mate. You kind of got to trick yourself. You kind of got to
Yeah.
You kind of got to make yourself think, I'm just getting on any normal plane.
So as soon as
Yeah,
that gear is on me,
yeah. You just got to trick yourself. No, I'm not jumping out of a plane. I'm just putting this on. I'm not jumping out of a plane. I'm just getting on the flight. And
I
then when
wish
you
you
come
all
to
the
jump
best,
out, you just got to
George,
push yourself.
and hopefully you have an amazing experience.
Yeah, man. You'll love it. Where are you going to for that? Peterborough, or I wonder where he's going to for that. But
Not sure.
I would advise you
obviously
get the GoPro cam and record it, because
that'd be
at least
class,
one of you does anyway. You want to keep those scenes. It's epic.
But obviously, like you said there, Si, just to pinpoint what you said, obviously the gauge is going for Max there, but I will be picking Justin Gaethje on the night. Sorry, Teddy Young.
Yep. My apologies. Also, I think the power is just going to be significant.
Yeah.
I feel like what I would like to see from Holloway is touch, reset. Because when he starts striking at Gaethje and he goes into that pocket danger zone, because he's going to have success too. And it's going to be almost like a game of possum. He's going to have success with striking, and he's going to get a bit full of himself. And that is when Gaethje's most dangerous, because he's got those looping hooks, those shots, and that could really compromise and change things. And I think we saw against Poirier as well. Like, yeah, he had some great shot selection. You see how Holloway was just touching him at the kind of mid-range. But he didn't reset enough, and he always got counted over the top. He always got caught. So I feel like that's probably how it could look here on the night as well. So Gaethje would be my pick too. Yeah,
true. George has 10,000 feet. Completed it, mate.
Completed it. Call me back when you get to 50,000. All right.
Right, let's take us back.
Shall We're now into the co-main of the evening. George Merry, pipe on up, son, because we want to hear you for this one. It is the co-main. The women's strawweight title bout is going to be contested between Zhang Weili and also Yan Jinan. So this is China fighting China. We've got 24-3 for Weili Zhang in the red corner, and 17-3-0 with one no contest. That's Yan Jinan's record in the blue corner. Now, this fight is a little tricky. You know, if we talk about the evolution of these girls, both have shown some pretty impressive improvement over the years. I've been impressed with Yan Jinan's performance of late, of course, in a recent KO against Andrade, but also just quickly touch on Weili Zhang. The fact that this girl's evolved in so many ways since her comeback run, it's just been absolutely amazing. She's a triple threat. She's an absolute lethal weapon. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Triad clans probably hire her for like private security, some sort of gang thing going on out there in China. But do you think she's, I guess, I put it. Do you think she's single and want to marry me? I'll make you laugh, but no, I think she has this any which way she likes. You know, what do you think is going to be standing out the most? Is it going to be standing with her, or is she going to be wrestling with her? What do you think she'll be looking at?
Who's that for Weili?
For Weili Zhang, or what's she going to be doing?
Oh, what Weili, like you said there, spot on it, sort of intro for Weili. She deserves it. Like, she's improving in every single fight. She just gets better and better and better. And I think she's going to even go another level against Yan Jinan. And I think, obviously, like we said earlier, Carla Esparza's kind of give us the sort of blueprint of beating someone like Yan Jinan. I know she does have great takedown defense. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we've seen it against Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern tried multiple times to get her down. But I think just the strength and the ability from Weili is going to get Yan Jinan down. And I think it's going to be one of them where it could be a long-winded 5 rounds sort of of Weili sitting on her, really.
It can be. And the reason I ask you this question is because if you look at what Weili's done, you know, she's knocked out Joanna Jędrzejczyk. You know, she's submitted Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster, like the wrestling queen of the division. And she's outclassed Lemos, you know, completely compromised her, hit her hard on the feet as well, put her on her ass. Like, she's looking real good as of late. What is she going to do to Yan Jinan? You know, how is she going to be able to, in what way is she going to take it to her, I wonder. But
I just see her taking her down. Not with ease, don't get me wrong. I could just see
the blueprint's already been laid out before for this one.
It has, and I think she's got that technique now. Obviously, if it was a couple of fights before this, it would probably be a wrong technique, and Yan Jinan would be able to defend the takedown, keep it on the feet. But again, it's not a bad thing if Yan Jinan stuffs the takedown, because Weili's amazing on her feet anyway. So Yeah, but I just see Weili mixing it in and just being too quick-witted for her.
Yeah, and let's look at Yan Jinan because, as I said, that performance against Andrade, it kind of it was superb. It was actually really good. Like she knocked her out, and that was something, of course, that George Mayer was saying in the chats was why he's going to pick her. But I got to tell you, George, this fact alone worries me more than it gives me confidence, and here's why. How many times do you, Ash, see fighters in the octagon knock out another fighter for like the first time, or sort of really feel that power and then start chasing that same feeling for every subsequent fight thereafter? You know what I mean?
That's actually a very, very good point. Yeah.
So the thing is, Lemos realized all she had against Weili when she fought her was her power. That was the only kind of thing she could use. She was kind of stripped of using any other tool. Weili was just outclassing her everywhere. So when she started swinging really wildly, trying to open up his opportunities for the takedowns.
Yes, so, that's true.
It's just something I could probably see happening here with Yan as well, and it kind of makes the path to victory a little bit clear for me too. In that sense, I just think she's gonna get a bit hungry, wanting to land those hands. She knocked out Andrade. It's huge. No one does that. Andrade doesn't knocking out. No one saw that happening.
Yeah,
and I feel that's gonna go to her head.
I think Yan Jinan's got the she does have the takedown offense. Don't get me wrong; she can take down any woman in the division. But again, I think Weili will again make it hard for her to take her down, and vice versa. I think if Weili goes for the takedown, maybe Yan Jinan's going to make it hard. But I just see a way that Weili will get her down and just wear on her.
Yep, absolutely. I think, on the paper as well, it looks like Weili does beat her everywhere. And, this is China versus China in this matchup. And, who would you choose?
Well, speaking of China versus China, Wales says China versus China. Who's having a Chinese for this, Bosh?
Do you know what? I think we should probably get some Chinese ordered in at that point of the fight as well.
The comment's not coming up anymore.
Yeah, comment. I had it. It did show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I quite like that idea. Yeah. China versus China. I'll have a number 32, please.
Number 32. You know what I mean? George Mo's sticking with it. Says Yan by KO.
Oh yeah, he's shouting it now. He's like, "It's gonna happen." I'll have to shake your hand if it comes in.
Yeah, so will I. Hats off to you, mate. If that comes in, I'll tell you what, mate. Taylor Young says Zhang by woman handling. Yeah, exactly what we think is going to happen. Yeah. Wales says Weili only lost to Rose Kryptonite. Yan lost to Marina Rodriguez and Carla Espada. Weili should get this inside 3 rounds, says Wales.
Yeah,
I'd like to believe so, but I think it's mad that because when I first saw Weili burst onto the scene, like you said, she was knocking everyone out, if you know what I mean, using her hands and things like that. And then she's evolved and now mixing in a game. And it's weird how I don't see her staying on her feet for long enough to do that, if you get what I mean, just because of the way she's evolved and the way she mixes everything in. Yeah. But you never know, she could catch her on the feet, but I don't know, because of the way Yan Jinan's coming off of that finish of Entourage, I think that Weili will get her down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's safe.
Yeah, there's no reason why not. Absolutely. I think it's probably one of the safest way to do it. And if she is swinging quite heavy, there'll be easy ways of doing it. Ideally, Yan Jinan will fight long and keep this at distance for her benefit and her sake. But we'll get the gauges up and see what that looks like in terms of where the advantages lies between these two ladies. For striking, I will probably go Yan Jinan with that.
I would agree with you, yes.
Just because that's kind of all she's going to have in this one, mainly. Grappling, okay, we know we'll go with Weili Zhang.
Yeah.
Power, I will go Weili Zhang
Weili as well, yeah.
I could go other way. Would you agree?
You could go the other way. I would like to say Weili.
Yeah.
But has Yan Jinan only KO'd...
Something that's interesting about these two girls as well, if you look at their records, they are fairly similar. Only 2 losses in a whole streak.
She's only got 1 KO in the UFC, and that was Entourage.
That was only, yeah. But outside of the KFC, I got food in mind. Outside of the KFC, she had a lot of bangers.
She had a lot of seasoned fries.
Yeah, she had a lot of combos. You know what I mean? I'll have that 32, please. So yeah, it's crazy, yeah. In the UFC, that's what I'm thinking. In the UFC, it's her first knockout in UFC. It's going to go to her head, and I feel that's probably going to play into Weili Zhang's game plan a little bit better. But yeah, power then will go with Zhang, but Yeah,
Yeah, I would, because Yang Janan's only had one in the UFC, so
he really has. Yeah, despite that just being underage, I think it's quite impressive. But,
yes, no, that's it.
Okay, and then speed, I'll probably go Xiaonan.
Speed for who? Sorry,
Speed, I'll probably go Yan Xiaonan on that one.
Oh, no, they're both quick. They're both quick. I'd like to say Weili for speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Weili on that one, and then cardio I think would be Weili as well. But why do I think speed for Xiaonan?
No, I don't know. While you're thinking about that, George May says, "Boys, let's make a bet. If Weili wins, I get your number 32. But if Jan wins, you get me a 32."
Done. I'll make that deal with you. I want you to show me a picture of your local Chinese, and then
what's number 32?
Exactly, and then I can order it and whip it to your house. But vice versa.
It's going to be like wong tong soup or something.
Yeah. Oh man. If it's us, then yeah, you gotta go number 32. Brilliant. All right. Well, look, I think that's reminiscent. You know, we're going right down the left-hand side there, almost dominating.
Mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Yeah. Reds galore here in the red corner for Weili Zhang, who's going to be looking to be better in every area pretty much. And I think it's probably going to look like that way on the night too. But
that's got me.
Yeah, there might be some respect between these women being from the same nation.
You fancy a bit of wong tong soup? Bit of wong tong soup, lads.
Oh man, no, not me. I'm never Wong. So all right. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think I will go for Weili Zhang on the night as well. Sorry, George.
Same. Yeah, sorry, George. Exactly. Obviously, all due respect, sir.
I'll take you up on that little takeaway.
Stop it! You're making me hungry, guys. But that Teddy Young says getting a Hawaiian shirt for Max, Brazil flag for Alex and Charles, and a takeaway for Zhang.
Bloody brilliant! That's quality. Brilliant. That's so good.
Flo says get some Chinese pancakes. Oh, I love it.
Fortune cookies. Yeah, chuck it in there.
Yeah.
Get a fortune cookie, George, and see if you open it, see if it says Yan Janam will win, or you're an idiot for picking Yan.
Amazing.
All right, you boys are funny today. What's going into you guys? We're into the main event.
Yes.
The main event of the evening. And this is light heavyweight bout now between Alex Pereira versus Jamahal. I do it. Honestly, this is by far, this is sick. There's been a lot of controversy in the lead up to this fight, this card, of course. What's the main event going to be? Who's it going to be? Whether this should be it or not. But I think whether you wanted it or if you didn't want it, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I think it's a great way to top a card as well, which is already a pretty well put together card as is. We didn't really need much more. Yeah, sure, you could have chucked Conor McGregor in there, but did we need it? Would have been good. But you got to kind of look at what's needed. But look, let's have a quick look at this. And in the red corner, we have Alex Pereira 9-2-0, and Jamahal, which is 12-1 currently in the UFC as well. That one was Paul Craig, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Unreal, crazy.
So I had to interrupt you there because everyone's saying that Chama in the chat, and obviously it means let's go. And it's literally me and JK are gonna be there just like Chama. It's gonna be everyone. Love it.
Oh, brilliant. Class act.
Quick comment before you carry on.
Yep, go ahead.
Borzat, stopping by to say I'm betting on Cody Brundage. Mate, whack the house on Cody Brundage. You might as well, sir.
Mate,
go big or go home,
probably put £10 on Cody Brundage and buy a house afterwards.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. You know what I mean? Exactly that.
You don't even have to put much on it, but imagine. Just feeling lucky, is that why? Because that's I think the backlash just makes them horny, doesn't it?
But welcome in though. Anyway, welcome in though. Thanks
for stopping by. Sir. Thanks for letting us know. It's interesting. Let us know if you win it. I'm gonna come back to this like that guy. But speaking about guys, let's talk about Potan, this guy. Like, as much as this guy has been used to degrade me by you boys, particularly over the years, you have tormented me with him and Izzy. You can't really help but appreciate his abilities. Like, he's been branded by his power, but let's be honest, his technique is honestly so slick. He's got a lot of range. He's got those, when he's at range, he's got those compromising leg kicks that he throws, and he caught Izzy a couple of times with them. They've been pretty nasty. And in the pocket, he's got a knockout power with those hands as well. Sean Strickland's been on the butt end of that too a couple of times at one time. But do you think this fight should be at greater odds than what they are? At the moment, you're looking at him being a -135 to a +114. So
no, I think that the odds are quite fair, to be honest. Just because of the styles, I think obviously, like you said, if it's going to get in close, either fight could end it. But the leg kicks are going to be key for Alex. Like we said before, the leg kicks for me are just so key. And because I was going to do a breakdown on this fight, but I didn't manage to get it out in time. But it's just the way that Alex throws his leg kicks, you don't see it coming. They're just out there. Like, there's a lot of fighters that will maybe set up a leg kick or throw a jab or throw a combo or throw a feint to maybe land that kick. There's no wind up either. It's just no there.
Yeah. And do you know what's impressive about it? Not just being there, it's there at such a force that it can really compromise your stand up. It forces you into uncomfortable stances.
Twice, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Yuri is someone who switches stances a fair bit, but he was less effective out of any which one he wanted to stand in, just because those leg kicks were just there. And Yuri's an awkward guy as is,
That's true. Yeah.
And what about Hill then, I guess? He has been actually out for over a year, and that's due to a ruptured Achilles. Now, people think that this happened at 290 when he secured the strap over Clover. But he actually sustained this in basketball, if you didn't know. And a lot of people are counting him out because of... Yeah, facts. But a lot of people are counting him out because of this. They think his injuries are probably going to hinder his performance. What about you, Ash? Do you reckon that's going to play... That's going to be something that's going to hinder how he performs against Pereira on the night?
Oh no! Someone like Jamahal Hill, I don't think it will. I think he's just going to come forward and do his thing. And obviously, we can't deny the things he's been doing. He's not going to have been nothing but spectacular. The way he's been finishing dudes and starting dudes. Obviously, the finish of Johnny Walker was just a thing of beauty. He hung in there against Thiago Santos. Santos taking him down several times, hung in there, and then got Santos out of there. And like you said, defeating Glover in the way he did as well, just like surviving these different sort of aspects, the main sort of aspects from Glover, and just the several head kicks that he landed on Glover as well, just wobbling him. It was just a joy to watch, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be such a great fight, and they both have their strengths. It's just who's gonna offload their strengths first.
True. Yeah. Facts. And that's really well put. I also, when I look at the history of Jamahal Hill, every time I'm like 12-1. Wait, really? Joe, he's only lost once. I mean, he might as well be undefeated, because he was literally piecing up Paul Craig until was it the finals? It was almost like the Ankalaev fight as well, wasn't it? In the same way. It was.
I can't remember. I think it was actually round one though.
What was it actually? Oh, it was an armbar. Yeah. Okay. I think it might have been towards the end of the round. I thought he could have probably held in there or got out of it. But yeah, in any case, maybe the Ankalaev one. But
round one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So his arm was. I think he snapped his arm then. I think that was the one.
Yeah, his arm was like out the octagon, mate.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So,
just the way he was sat there, holding his arm.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, he couldn't carry on. You're right. But in any case, just that one fight, just a silly mistake like that, and he's just tarnished the record. But otherwise, he might as well be undefeated. The guy's, I'm surprised. I'm just always wondering, how is he doing it? So
no, same.
Yeah. I mean, you look at this guy, Alex Pereira, built, stacked, well trimmed, and you look at Podge father figure body, Jamahal Hill. You know what I mean? It's like, what's so special about you, bro? I don't get it. I look at you. So I guess what I'm trying to point to is, are people counting them out? I mean, I have before in the past, but people are counting them out.
No, I agree what you're saying there. A lot of people are counting Jamahal Hill out, but he's always dangerous. He's got good hands, and he doesn't. If he lands a strike, he never stops. If you get what I mean. So if he throws combinations rather than just like one punch or something, like a lot of fighters will throw a jab just to get their range, then go in. He's always he'll throw a jab, but then he'll throw a combo. If he throws a right hand, he throws a combo. He's always throwing different strikes, and it is a joy to watch, like him fight the way he does.
Yeah, no, this is true. I did see him backstage. I saw some clips. Have you caught up with much of Embedded yet? You said you haven't, or
I haven't actually. What I need to catch up on Embedded. Yeah, I know he shook hands with
he did.
Pereira. I see that.
Yeah, he was being real sweet dreams backstage.
Nice.
Meeting with him, asking him to sign his jumper and all that sort of thing. Yeah, but maybe it could be some games, some mind tricks, something like that.
Yeah, I did see that. I see him asking him for sign his like, hoodie, but I think he was getting everyone on the card to sign it. So that was like a little memorabilia thing, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big card. Maybe you should
We'll
set it for some big bucks one day.
But
in. Also, just to quickly say, he did wisely ask for advice against Israel Adesanya as well, didn't he? So, and that was someone who's a long-term foe of Poatan. My question, real quickly, and then get the chats in, is what kind of advice do you think Izzy Adesanya would have given him if he's getting advice from Izzy?
What is it? What advice would Izzy give Jamahal
against Pereira? Yeah, what do you reckon it would have been? Because Izzy's been in there before.
Check them leg kicks.
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
Check them leg kicks.
Yeah.
They're game changers, man. And obviously, if you're coming off of Achilles injury as well, your leg's already sort of damaged. But I think, like, again, a lot of people, like you've said before, counting out Jamahal, he's got a good fight IQ as well. So, like, when he throws combinations, like, he puts a lot of thought into the combinations. What combination he's going to throw? He's going to be to the body. He's going to be to the head. It's going to be a leg kick. So,
Yep. Goes low, goes high. I think also he should probably be wary of that getting too close. Not getting into danger.
Yeah, no, exactly that. You don't want to get too close because
but then you can't
Alex
really live.
Will catch you when he.
Yeah, you can't really live at long range either because his kicks are there too. So, pick your poison. You got to pick your poison. All right.
Right. Yeah.
We'll get the gauges up, and if you can.
Yeah. Obviously, Borzat saying, "Listen, boys, he's winning. He's still talking about Cody Brundage. He loves that Cody Brundage bet. He says there's no reasoning. There's no research behind it. Okay. People sleep.
So Borzat's just seen the odds, and he's like, So you're telling me if I put £10 on this fighter and he wins, then I can buy a big Oliveira on.
Oh, that's it. You know what I mean?
Bozak knows what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's put it down.
That's my ACCA for the week.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to put 4 fighters in an ACCA. Whack it on Cody Brundage. Bosh.
Exactly. Bang. Be rolling soon. Don't worry, babe. I've got dinners on me.
McDonald's is on me.
Is on me as well.
What says people sleep on Jamahal. His only loss is to Paul Craig. Dude has serious power.
Yeah,
exactly what you were saying, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
That's a good one, George. George says bet on Brundage, get a number 32. That's brilliant. Love that.
He's a comedians in the house tonight.
That's it. Taylor Young says Paul Craig is the Lionel champion. Agreed.
Yeah.
Wales, it's crazy that some of the best jiu-jitsu we've seen in the octagon has come from Scotland.
Yeah. Some of the biggest upsets, some of the wildest turnarounds. Yeah.
Taylor Young, Hill has a much better chance than some people are making out, but I still am picking Alex. I do agree. Yeah, he does. He has all the accolades to do it. Honestly, Taylor Young says, "Wales, I can't begin to explain how much of an energy Paul Craig is."
Enigma, yeah.
Oh, Enigma. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's wild. He kind of wins the fights. I think I said that about him before as well. He wins the fights he shouldn't win, but he loses the ones he should.
No, 100% agree with that as well. So yeah.
What's going on with that?
Last couple of ones, and we get to the gauges. Hill smashed Glover, and Glover is Alex's coach. Yeah, that's mad, that, isn't it? Yeah. It's amazing, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
Says
and also, so Potan's getting advice from a man who's lost from Hill, but Hill's gotten advice from a man who's beaten Potan as of late.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Well, it says Hill with that injury, Alex defo going to chop it up. Exactly, chop them leg kicks up. Taylor Young says, I think the leg kicks are going to be a killer. Hill is going with a compromised leg. Agreed, and that's why I think, like you boys have just said there, and I think that's why a lot of people are counting out Jamahal, just because if Hill lands one or two, if Alex Pereira lands one or two leg kicks,
they're
game changers, man.
Could be game changers. All of a sudden, is that power still going to be the same from Hill as well? But also, do you remember on put down real quick? You know that guy who fought last week on the card, Cesar Almeida. He debuted last week, so he went over that Budka guy, I think it was, or something like that. But he actually beat Alex Pereira before in boxing.
Yeah, in kickboxing.
Kickboxing, yeah, sorry, kickboxing. Yeah, but he's also got his sight to come. Well, there's his debut last week. He wants to go through the whole rosters of the UFC. He's got his sight to fight or end his career with Pereira one day. Do you think Izzy's bogeyman could potentially have his very own bogeyman?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that Carlos Almeida. Yeah, and he's already got another fight booked as well. So, like you said, he fought last week. He's already got another fight booked, and he's against Roman Kopylov. And again, we all know who Roman Kopylov is. He's got great striking in himself, and I think at one point he was actually in the rankings. So again, he's fighting a stud. If he beats Roman Kopylov, he's a fight away from fighting someone in the rankings.
And if he can keep bragging that story about one day about beating Pereira,
because he called out Chris Weidman, didn't he? So I think if he beats Roman Kopylov, he could actually potentially fight Weidman. Then he's in the rankings.
Yeah, potentially so. What weight class is he at as well? Is he light heavyweight or is he at middleweight?
He's a middleweight.
Middleweight, so he'd have to come up and upper weight class again. Then
he'd have to come up. Yeah.
So
or Pereira goes down, but I doubt Pereira will go down.
Nah, he probably won't do that. He's gonna go down for Izzy.
But
and I see in that. I mean, he probably would enjoy fighting Izzy Adesanya as well. To be fair, well, that's another guy we're talking about here. But the fact of the matter is, Alex Pereira's got a bogeyman.
I
kind of feel like saying, let's see how you guys like it.
Yeah. I love this Carl's
I'm not salty. Gaethje's up here. Right, let's have a look at striking.
Wales says striking, Alex, grappling, Hill, power, Hill, speed, Hill, cardio, Alex.
Power, Hill. Interesting.
Striking for me has got to go to Alex.
You agree? I think maybe striking will go to Hill.
Get out of here, mate. Get out. I'm leaving.
Why? Oh, no, okay. Hold on. No, bear in mind. No, sorry. You got leg kicks. Yeah, okay. I just thought about the hands. No, you're right. Because the leg kicks.
He's one of the best strikers in the blooming
UFC, Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
Not better than Izzy Adesanya. Clearly.
He is.
Right, Izzy flatlined him.
Yeah, he's beaten him 3 times, mate. 3-1.
Yeah, that's old news, bro. Old news. Go to program. So the power shot, so power puncher. If I look here on paper, a lot
of people are saying power Hill. It's on paper. You've got to give.
No, it's still Pereira actually. 88% of his wins are by knockout.
Obviously, he beat that guy with flying knee.
I guess.
Then he left hand touched Yuri Strickland. Izzy. Mad.
Yeah, okay, we'll go Pereira. But also different weight class.
Yeah, that's true.
This weight class, Hill.
That's true. Yeah, let's say Hill. It like the way he starched dudes as well. Like the way he starched Johnny Walker was just
Yeah, that was a comical knockout. Comical. But whoop.
So I'm just going to get this comment up because I've just seen it pop up. So Wells says Alex is a former 2-time Glory kickboxing champion. He definitely has the better striking side.
yeah. Look. I sided on that inside as well, just because he's got those leg kicks too.
I don't see Jordan behind you anymore because I think as soon as you said striking Hill, Jordan sat up.
He left. No, I would like to go with speed for Hill though. I think he would have speed. In my opinion, he'll be fast. The fast hands.
Yeah, because he throws combinations, and Alex is more of like a sort of accurate striker, if you get what I mean. He only throws like the 1s and 2s. Like
he's got more looping shots.
Yeah,
Alex Pereira, and he's got those leg kicks too, which is for me what makes him striking up there. I'm thinking about those. I would say
striking for Hill though. Striking for Hill, power for Hill.
Yeah. I would actually say Alex Pereira's probably got like a limited striking selection with his hands. Like they're really are. It's looking very similar. What he does, throw those uppercuts to straight, is just pretty much lining up those hooks that he has. But yeah, his leg kicks are pretty devastating. But we'll go with it. What are we saying for Jamahal Hill? For cardio.
I've seen 2 good, composed 3-rounders for Pereira, because when he fought Blachowicz, he kept on coming stronger and stronger and stronger. But
Jamahal's seen
but
more
then Jamahal went
decisions.
5 rounds, didn't he? Again,
He
no,
did.
I'll say Jamahal.
Yeah. Gets the cardio. Yeah, he did look good at 5 rounds against Glover. Yeah, because in the 5th.
Oh no, sorry. Did I say Yuri? Did I say Alex Pereira against Glover? Alex Pereira against when he fought Blachowicz. Sorry.
Yeah, Blachowicz. Yeah. Yeah. But Jamahal against Glover went the full distance and he kind of looked good.
Yeah, no, exactly. Gassed. Yeah. That's true. But on the night, I'm picking the old Pereira, my boy Pereira.
I think so too. I think so too. I reckon. Yeah, because
I click that up.
By all means, it'll be there tonight as well. Because if you think about
Wales, George Merritt, everyone in the chats, remember that Sai is just gone. Oh, I think Alex Pereira's going to do it. Mate, watch him on the night pick Jamahal.
I'll press it now. Clips.
Guaranteed.
No, yeah. Look, I feel.
Did you know Jamahal believes in God?
I'm changing now. It's different, man. It's different. It's who puts God first. I mean, we all believe in him. I think most people do. But it's more about who puts him first. It's a different equation. But in any case, yeah, look, I'm happy to go with Alex Pereira as well, just because I feel like he will come forwards, he will be throwing the hands, and he's not going to be able to get back and reset from the point when Alex Pereira counters. A similar sort of breakdown or analysis that I was giving to the BMF fight earlier on in the card. You know, laying those hands and then just sort of being in a danger zone. But aside from that, I feel like the leg kicks will be quite unique from Alex Pereira, and it will make Jamahal uncomfortable. And when he's uncomfortable, he's not going to be striking as he always has done. So I think we'll probably see him.
The striking offense will diminish after them leg kicks, I think.
It would. In my personal opinion. How are we doing with all the rest of the chats? Because that, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, I missed Wild. Wild says Jamahal is a natural light heavyweight. Alex is a natural middleweight. Wild says from 1 to 5, rank your favorite new shorts. I've not seen all of them. I've only seen a few of them, so I will save that for the actual watch along. Wiles, you legend.
Yes.
Another legend. George goes, but the fight against Jan was above sea level. That is very true. But yeah, you say that, but then shouldn't he have better cardio if he's gone 3 rounds and looking good?
I love it, George. I love it, George, because it's either like, yeah, but he's got a full night's sleep. He's got a full camp this time. That one was above water.
Taylor Young's got a very, very important sort of message there. It says, see you boys on fight night. Everyone have a good week. Taylor Young, I can't wait to see all of you back in the chat for obviously the watch along. So many surprises, so many things in store. And again, if you are watching and you haven't made a comment and you are new to the channel, don't forget to drop a like on the video and do subscribe and get in the description and join the Fight Picks League, because there is a post on our Twitter to join that league and you could be winning prizes. Okay, you don't need to catch up on points with us. You just need to win this event. So if you win this event on points, you could potentially win some prizes. So definitely get involved.
Yeah, points means prizes. You're absolutely
exactly
right.
That. So whoever wins on the event will be winning them prizes.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So guys, all is there to play for. And the idea is, you know, the whole thing we say over here is don't watch alone, watch along. I can't imagine anything worse than watching a fight card like this on my own.
100%.
So tell a friend, tell your nan, get your mum involved, wake your parents up and make sure they're watching as well.
Tell your nan, your nan Janan.
Tell your nan Janan. That is all going to go down out here. But honestly, yeah, guys, it's going to be sick. We're all about community here. We love your comments. Thanks for firing them through. We're going to have super chats live this weekend. So if you guys do want to donate and ask a very special question to a special guest we're going to have live on the stream as well, then you can do that too. We're going to have different ways you can support the channel, get involved. But the whole idea here is community, that your voice gets heard.
We flew him all the way in, Wales. We flew him all the way in.
Flew him all the way in.
Wales says, as you having a bacon, egg and cheese for the Jim Miller fight, you got to rep the jersey, bro. Of course. I'll tell you what, I will have a bacon, egg and cheese for that fight. I will have it ready made.
And a number 32 for the co-main.
Well, obviously, I won't have it ready made because you can't ready make an egg, can you? But you know what I mean.
Yeah. You get it ready and prepared. But yeah, you'd also have a number 32 for the co-main as well.
Yes, that's it. Sorry, that number 32 will be coming through your window if you disrespect a legend like myself ever again.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?
Exactly. That'd be throwing the Diet Coke through the window.
Do you know what I mean? What drink do you want? Oh,
Rubicon or something.
Guys, you've been an absolute joy to chill with this evening. We've gone a little bit over time, but I feel like the UFC 300 card.
It was worth it. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But look, an hour and a half later, we'll draw this to a close. Thanks again for chiming on in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your love. And don't miss UFC 300 this weekend. Down here, chiming into Against Defense, we will be giving full coverage from start to stop. That's right. We're not just doing the main card. We're going to be doing it all from the early prelims up until the very end. So pray for us so we can survive at the end. You know what I mean? It's going to be a long night, but you know what? Entertainment.
Even more, pray for me. My boy's got a 9 a.m. kickoff the day after. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna have no sleep. So yeah, pray for us all, but pray for me just a little bit more.
Just a little bit more. Oh man, Kyle's gonna bring it home, bro.
Yeah.
Shama.
You boys, amazing guys.
Good night.